to talk about those trade-offs in a little bit because I think so often, we look at successful women, and particularly because there aren't that many in the respective arenas, and we look at the success and it looks wonderful, but there is a backstory, there's hard work, trade-off, and sacrifice, and there's never a smooth ascendancy to the top. So I want to switch gears and talk about one or two of the defining struggles in your careers that were formative in bringing to where you are today, the ones that stung the most and that were the most painful, and potentially if you're living them in the public eye. Priyanka, I loved a quote that you said. You said, "I don't believe that you can sit and wish for something and it'll happen. The soles of your feet have to be blistered. There's no pretty picture of hard work. There's no success story that doesn't have shadows of pain, doubt, fear, lack of sleep, and illness. But when you step out of the light and step out in the light, all that gets hidden, and the effort and the struggle gets hidden. The path is not easy for any success story." So when you think about the perception versus the reality, can you share one or two of those setbacks or those moments that were blistering, that were so critical to allowing you to achieve what you've achieved?
A couple of times, many times through my career. My career now is about 18 years old, and I think when I first started, and I started with being Miss World, I won a beauty pageant, and then I had movie offers that came to me because obviously producers thought it made business sense to cast Miss World in a movie. People come and watch it. I don't know, I could act. But the first thing that came with that was, like, I still remember there was this, so Indian movies have songs and dances, right? So there was this one song in which, obviously I played the escort in the movie, because that's what pretty girls do. But I was supposed to be this escort, and in this song I was supposed to, be like seductive towards this guy. And I was very excited about it. It was one of my first few movies with a really big, ginormous Indian actor, and I was really excited about, bringing in the human side of this escort. And I remember this song, and I was speaking to the director, and I said, "Would you speak to my stylist and just explain to him what you want in terms of clothes and stuff?" I'm standing right next to him, like behind him. He's sitting on his chair, in that really entitled way. And he picks up the phone and he goes, "Listen, people are going to come into the movies to watch her when she shows her panties. So it needs to be really short so that I can see her panties. Those people sitting up front? They should be able to see her panties." And he said it like 4 times. And it's not even pretty in Hindi. It's worse. And I'm 18 years old, 19, and I'd shot 2 days for that movie, I remember. And I went back home that night and I said, "Mom, I can't look at his face. I mean, if that's what he thinks of me, if that's how small I am, there's no space for growth." And I remember my mom was like, "Well, then don't do it." I'd signed a contract, shot 2 days. The next day, we signed a check, which was more than my remuneration at this point, of the 2 days of shoot to the producer. And I just walked out of the movie and I said, "I'm sorry, I can't work." And I've till date never worked with him. He's come to me with 3 other movies. And I don't even think he knows why, but it shaped me in such a big way in my head that I said, I'm never, ever, whatever I decide to be will be my choice. How I want to be perceived will be my choice. How you perceive me is how I will show you I want to be. Perception is reality, and my perception is going to be my identity and my choice, whatever that might be. No one is the decision maker in my life, and it completely shaped me. There was a second time when I remember I started working in America, and I was sitting in this whole room of music producers that were trying to figure out what to do with my sound, and everybody kept getting stuck at the word Bollywood with me, as if an Indian with me. She's an Indian artist, she's an Indian girl. Every time somebody writes about me, even now, people define me. I'm a very, very proud Indian, but my roots are not my identity. They don't define my ability to have merit, or to be the smartest person in the room, or to be the one who breaks the glass ceiling. It's something I'm proud of. But it started defining and diminishing what my ability to be was. I'm always written as the Indian actress, blah, 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 walked out of her apartment sashaying in the silver dress. But it's the Indian actress. I mean, Would they do that with anyone else? Would you be the American Moira Forbes? Like, would you? like,
I'm not sashaying out of my apartment in any silver outfit like that. So
you know what I'm
I would
saying.
run toward that, but for different reasons. But it's true. But you do get bucketed, right?
I always got stereotyped and like put into that box that I can only be the exotic, beautiful girl. I can only be, the engineer or whatever the stereotypes of people's heads were. But that was something that I wanted to break, and that really diminished my spirit for a little while. I told myself that, and I was not cast in things, in projects because of that, because it was my limitation that I came from an industry which is very different. But I made that my asset, because then I become a triple threat. I can dance, sing, and act.
That is a triple and sachet in a silver
And
dress.
sachet in a silver dress.